oldest tribal community of India was the Mundas. They lived in Chota Nagpur and adjoining areas. In 1899 to 1900, they organized a massive rising under the leadership of Bir Shah Munda. This rising of the Mundas is known as Olghu Lan. 1. The agricultural system of the Mundas was characterized by the Khond Kathi system or joint ownership of land. When the British rule came into force, this age-old system broke down and landed properties went entirely different under single ownership. 2. Contractors, money lenders and landlords entered into Chota Nagpur area from outside and a huge portion of the land went under their ownership. 3. The traditional laws, judicial system and social conventions were replaced with new laws of the British government. 4. The landlords and the money lenders imposed different types of tax of huge amounts on them. In addition, there was the system called bedbegari, which means services to the landlords and money lenders without remuneration. 5. The money lenders who had come from outside, opened liquor shops in villages and tempted the Mundas to drink. When the poor farmers got intoxicated, they were made to transfer the ownership of their landed properties in exchange for payment of their loans. 6. The Christian missionaries converted the Mundas into Christianity by propagating against their traditional religion. As a result, there was a terrible reaction among them. The Mundas were united against this injustice, torture and exploitation. They appealed to the government many times before, but all these appeals and requests failed. At last, they tried to establish an independent Munda Raj under the leadership of Bir Shah Munda. Bir Shah Munda was born in 1875 in the Ranchi district. He passed his childhood in extreme poverty. Having finished his primary education from a village primary school at about 10 to 12 years, he was admitted to a German missionary-run upper primary school in Chabasar and was baptized. In a very short while he differed with the missionaries and was rusticated from the school. Afterwards, he returned to his religion, having left Christianity. At the age of 21, he claimed to have been blessed with the command of God and began to preach a new religion. The main messages of his new religion were purification, love and prayers in assembly. Very quickly he became very much popular among the people of his community who considered him as God. He began to propagate that establishment of an independent Munda Raj was his aim. For this purpose, he called upon the people to drive out the outsiders and stop the payment of rent. He also said until and unless the foreigners were driven out, nobody could perform the religious rites freely. The 24th of December 1899 was scheduled as the day of the rebellion. The Munda army began to attack the churches, police stations, government officials, the zamindars, the usurers, the policemen and government employees of Ranchi and Singhbhum districts. On the 9th of January 1900, in a fight on the hills of Sail Raka, the Munda army was completely defeated. Hundreds of Mundas lost their lives in the war. Many were arrested. After trial, they were sentenced to hanging till death or life-term imprisonment. Bir Shah Munda was captivated and died of cholera inside Ranchi jail on the 9th of June at the age of 25 only. In this way, the movement came to an end.